My stepmother threw away my childhood drawings. I found them being sold in her art gallery for $5,000 each. I froze in the middle of the gallery, staring at my childhood drawings hanging on pristine white walls with price tags that could pay my college tuition. 12 years after my stepmother accidentally threw them away, I discovered she'd been selling my grief as abstract art and building her entire career on my loss. Mom was an art teacher who encouraged me to draw daily. When she died from cancer when I was 8, drawing became how I processed my grief. For 3 years, I filled sketchbooks with these strange, haunting illustrations, faceless figures, twisted landscapes, and vibrant color explosions that expressed what I couldn't say with words. My dad remarried when I was 11. Diane was a struggling artist who moved into our house with her Pennell's aesthetic and opinions about decluttering. Within a month, my sketchbooks disappeared. They must have gotten mixed up with the donation boxes, she told me, her face a perfect mask of rehearsed sympathy. I cried for days. Dad bought me new sketchbooks, but something had broken inside me. I couldn't draw anymore. The connection to my mother through art had been severed over the years. Diane's art career mysteriously took off. She gained recognition for her raw emotional abstracts and opened a small gallery downtown. I never visited. Why would I want to see the sterile geometrics she called art until yesterday when my roommate dragged me to an exhibition called Grief in Kimmet Colors at the newly expanded Diane Chapman Gallery. She's your stepmother. We should support local artists, Ing insisted, not understanding the complicated history. I reluctantly agreed, expecting to spend 10 awkward minutes before escaping to the coffee shop next door. Instead, I walked into a room filled with my childhood. There they were, my drawings professionally framed and lit. Some had been slightly altered, edges cropped or colors enhanced, but I recognized every single one. The haunting face I'd drawn after Mom's funeral. The spiraling vortex from the night Dad told me he was dating again. The fragmented house I'd sketched the day Diane moved in. The gallery description read, Chapman's breakthrough series explores childhood trauma through an unfiltered lens. The raw, primitive quality captures emotional truth impossible to replicate in formal training. A nearby couple studied one of my drawings, a red figure falling through darkness. It's extraordinary how she channels such authentic pain, the woman whispered to her companion. $80,000 for the collection seems reasonable given her rising profile. My hand started shaking. $80,000 for my stolen grief. I pulled out my phone and found photos I'd taken of my drawings before they disappeared, evidence I kept because they were my last connection to Mom. Then I approached the gallery assistant. Interesting work, I said casually. When did the artist create these? Between 2012 and 2015, she replied. Her formative period following her retreat to New Mexico. I almost laughed. In 2012, I was a grieving child in Seattle and Diane was stealing my therapy. Instead of causing a scene, I contacted the art journalist who'd written a recent profile on Diane. I sent my photos type-stamped and backed up on 3 different platforms. Those primitive abstracts by Diane Chapman. They were drawn by an 8-year-old processing her mother's death, me. The story broke this morning. By noon, the gallery was closed indefinitely, and Diane's upcoming museum exhibition was under review. Dad called, devastated and confused. Would you have believed an 11-year-old over your new wife? I asked. When she had a convenient explanation and I had no proof, he didn't answer, which was answer enough. Tomorrow, I am meeting with a lawyer about the proceeds from my artwork sales over the past decade. But tonight, I bought a sketchbook, my first in 12 years. Sometimes, what's stolen from you becomes more valuable in its absence, and sometimes seeing your pain on display is exactly what you need to reclaim it.